Let's talk about an nitty-gritty issue about teaching, though very, very important. When we walk into a classroom, a 90-minute session, what should I do? What kind of preparation? I'm not talking about reading some material and so on. There is something else we need to do, what I call it a session plan. Do I do a detailed session plan is a question that we will discuss a little bit in detail. See, we must all remember, effective classroom delivery is all about a flawless and a logical story unwinding in the session. It doesn't matter what you teach, whether you teach algebra, whether you teach rocket science, whether you teach management, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, every session is a logical story unwinding. This is what we must understand. So therefore, we must have a script now. If it is a nice logical story which needs to unwind in 90 minutes, then I need a script. So this script is very, very important for us. So the question is, what is this script? That is called the session-wise detailed plan. And let me tell you, prior contemplation of these issues that we are going to discuss, believe me, can dramatically increase the effectiveness of classroom delivery. This is where the real difference is at the end of the day. So what are those steps? How does this script really starts developing? The first thing that we need to do is to decide what are the issues to be discussed in the session. We might have decided that today we'll introduce balance sheet. In a financial accounting course, let us say we are going to today talk about reading a balance sheet. First thing we need to do is, what are those 10 issues that will be part of today's class? We need to write that down. Okay, we need to tell them how we will look at the asset or we talk about assets, current assets, long-term assets, cash and bank. On the liability side, we may want to talk about retained earnings. So there are certain issues which we need to clearly bring it in the today's story. We need to get that first. Then what topics need to be introduced and how we should introduce the topic. This is the story part. It's not simply that these are the 4 topics that I need to introduce. No, we should think through, do I introduce it by merely defining something, or by posing a question, or by taking a view of what students think about that topic. So there are different ways. So we need to contemplate on a particular topic. It is best introduced. For example, let us say Indian knowledge systems. We may want to say, what do you understand by Indian knowledge systems? 10 students will come with 10 different ideas. The definition that you are going to introduce may come out of that actually. That is a very nice way of, rather than straight away saying, let me define what is Indian knowledge systems. And Indian knowledge systems means ABC. That doesn't work like that. So how do we introduce a topic is as important as what topics we want to introduce. Therefore, when we do it, we may know that there are a few things in which I want to have discussions. There are a few things in which I don't want to have discussions, but I want to introduce, because there is a model, there is a certain mathematics. First we want to introduce the basic variables and the logic behind it. There I don't want discussions. Maybe I want to have a discussion, what do we do with this model? How this model can be used? So in such situation, the discussion may come later. In some other cases, as I told you, the discussions may come earlier. So we need to be aware of that. Then, for that duration of that 90 minutes, once we have decided all that, can we chronologically organize each of them? This is the first point. Then we will go here. Then we will trigger a certain discussion with the students. Then we will introduce this concept. Then we will do this. If we can chronologically order that, and for each of them we must say I should spend 5 minutes on this, 10 minutes on probably this discussion, another 7 minutes on introducing this model, and add up and see whether it comes to that 90 minutes that you are planning for. This diligent planning is really like script writing. I have seen, a movie was shot in IIM Bangalore. A famous movie was shot in IIM Bangalore. I was stunned by the kind of scripts that they had. That's why, it is a gripping session for all of us. Why can't we do that in a classroom? And then after doing all that, and I now know this is how the 90 minutes are going to go, Then we also have some breaks in between, anticipating the kind of questions that students may raise on some of these topics, and even contemplating on how to handle them. And having done all these, we should put it neatly in a piece of paper. Let me tell you, if you have a 20 session, 90-minute session in a 3-credit course, 30 hours, 1.5 hours, 20 sessions, let us say, then you must have 20 sheets of paper. Session 1, this is a topic, this is the story unwinding. 5 minutes I will do this, 7 minutes I will do this, 10 minutes I will do this. I will allow a little bit of discussion, maybe some questions. If you have 20 such sheets written down before you go to each of those sessions, let me tell you, it will be absolutely fabulous. As soon as you return from the class, update on this sheet the variances from this plan, so that you can fine tune the session for your next offering. Let me tell you, if we take this serious and we really prepare a 20 session, a 3-credit course like that, next year when you offer this, your incremental effort will be just 20%, your effectiveness will grow by 50%. That's what we need. Therefore, please follow this, and you will find that every session is a beautiful storytelling. It will be a gripping session for you as well as for the students. Everybody will be happy. Thank you.